Hi friends, I'm Andrew Carruthers. I'm the Education Director for Samvia, and thank you so much for taking some time to check out the new Shear, the Artist Series Slide Cutting Shear. We've been in development of this for a while, so we're really excited that it's coming out, and we're looking forward to your feedback on it. The things you really kind of need to know about this shear is one, the design is actually meant to allow the hair to slip in the blades a little bit. So when you go to cut, you're gonna notice that it's actually gonna push the hair a bit. And that's on purpose. It's so that the hair actually slides and glides with the shear rather than catches in the blade. The other thing is if you've never used any of our other shears before, you're gonna notice that the handle has a really interesting shape to it. It has this forward set thumb to it. And the whole purpose of that is ergonomics. It's so that we have lots of different cutting positions while keeping the arm in a very relaxed position. You also have two different points to put your pinky on. So you have lots of ranges of different positions to be able to use the shear in a very comfortable way. So let's talk about technique, because there's lots of different ways to explore with this shear. One, of course, is probably the first thing you think of, which is coming in and utilizing it to slide cut through the hair to add texture. And it's a lot of fun to use it that way. If you want to take small amounts of hair away, keep the shear more parallel to the hair. The more hair you want to take away, the more you're going to come in at a diagonal as you close. And as you're cutting, you're not just dragging the shear through the hair, you're actually closing as you cut. So it's this motion. Now, if you want to take even more hair away, that's where you're actually going to add a little bit of tension. So let's say we're really trying to define this piece. We're going to add a little bit of tension so that the shear doesn't push quite as much away and then come through and slide down through. And you'll notice that'll take a little bit more hair away. So you can really have a wide range of removal with just changing the angle of the shear or creating a little bit of tension with it. Now, you can also use this at elevation. So you could come through and add some elevation here, which will increase the softness, come through, and again, use it to slide through and remove hair. Now, one of the ways that I didn't think to use this originally when we were first playing with it, and Sam actually brought to my attention, is actually as a point cutting shear, which is kind of cool. So let's say you're point cutting some layers on the upper surface that you really want to keep loose. With a traditional shear, when I come in and point cut that, I'm going to have pretty defined lines there. With this, as I point cut, because the blade allows a little bit of push with each cut, you actually kind of purposely miss a tiny bit, and it creates a super, super soft texture. So I can come through and make pretty big cuts, but it's never going to leave hard defined lines. So it works as a point cutting shear as well. Now, one of the trends that we know is really strong right now is, of course, that really highly textured lob sort of feel, or now we're also getting into the shags. And this is a great tool for really separating this out. So I just pre-waved this area through here so that we could talk about that. So really one of the features that we see, in a lot of you are doing these types of haircuts, so we're watching your work. One of the features we're seeing is that it's very light and soft. So maybe the first thing we would do is come through and keep the shear very parallel and just remove some weight from it. Not necessarily looking to define anything yet, just taking some weight out of it. Come through and you're gonna see just a little bit of fine hair comes out of there, and we've just reduced density. Now we want to really define this wave out so we could come through and put a little more tension on it and a little bit more of a diagonal angle as the shear comes in, and really come in from both sides and allow that to slide and glide right down the hair strand. By doing that, now we've created a much more defined but more wispy, lightweight sort of wave. And it's really fun to just kind of go through very visually and separate things out that way, which is, I'm sure, a lot of what you're doing behind the chair anyway, but maybe just not with a shear that's designed to do that. So please have some fun with this shear, try some of those techniques, and we love your feedback. Please be honest. We thrive on good quality feedback. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to us. You can even reach out directly to me. It's easy to find me. You just do andrew@samvia.com and I'll be a resource for any questions you need. So thanks for watching. Have fun with your new shear.